All right, everybody, this is Steve from EFG Family Gaming with another unpacking video. Again, we're going with another pack of Strixhaven School of Mages. Let's see what we got. And let's friend that. Oh, there we go. We got a fractal. It's a nice little token. And here we go. So, Archway Commons. This is a common. This is just one of those lands. You're going to put this in your limited deck. It's not great because you lose mana when it comes into play tapped. When it enters the battlefield, sacrifice it unless you pay one. Not great, but you might need it if you're desperate. Next is Needlethorn Drake. It's a blue and a green for a 1/1 flying death touch. There we go. And next, Lorehold Pledge Mage. So this is a 1 and 2 red and white hybrid mana for a 2/2 first strike. Mage Strike is whenever you cast or copy an instant or sorcery spell. The Pledge Mage gets a +1/+0 until end of turn. Next is the Springmane Servant. Wow, I really like the art on this card. Is a 2 and a green for a 3/2 elk. That doesn't look like an elk. Is that an elk? I guess so. It's kind of like a dog face, though. When Springmane Servant enters the battlefield, you gain 2 life. It's just a limited dude. It's just a limited duder, 3 power, 3 mana for 3 power, and you gain 2 life. That's not bad. So it's going to do you some work in limited if you're playing green. Leech Fanatic, 1 and a black for a human warlock. As long as it's your turn, Leech Fanatic has lifelink. So it's a bear, but on your turn you get lifelink. That's not bad. It's just you're not going to get that value if you use it as a blocker, but this is a decent dude. Bears with lifelink are great, so it's like half of a lifelink. So next we have Pilgrim of the Ages. It's 2 and a white for a spirit. It's a 2/1. When Pilgrim of the Ages enters the battlefield, you may search your library for a basic Plains card, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle. Or you could pay 6 and return Pilgrim of Ages from your graveyard to your hand. This is really good. This really reminds me, although it's on a much smaller body and is not quite as cool, of Eternal Dragon, which is a very old card. It was basically, you would use it just to get planes. And here we go, 2 and a white to go get 2 and a white to play him, and you go get a planes card. And then it's probably going to die. You're going to chump it out, whatever. And then when you get to 6 mana, you pay 6, bring it back to your hand, and then you can kind of do it all over again. That's great value. This thing is going to see some work. I really dig it, especially since it's a spirit. I know spirits are important to Lorehold. So Pop Quiz, 2 and a blue for an instant, draw a card and learn. There we go. Somebody's going to use this. It seems a little expensive for that effect. Usually we're drawing a card for a little bit less than that, but we'll see how powerful that learn mechanic ends up being. Because you're well, you know what? Now that I think about it, you're paying 2 and a blue and you're drawing 2 cards. So no, never mind. It's good. So you're drawing 2 cards. Sudden Breakthrough, 1 and a red for an instant. Target creature gets +2/+0 and gains first strike. And you create a treasure token. We do love treasure tokens. Lots of stuff you can do with that. You basically get the mana back. So you're paying 1 and a red to give a guy +2 and first strike until the end of turn, and then you create a treasure token, which kind of refunds some of that mana, and you get to use it later. So it's, use this on turn 2 to buff your 1/1 guy, swings in for 3, or you use it as a combat trick, and kill a guy, and then you've got one of those mana that you can use next turn. So that's pretty good. I like that. Still in the commons, Elemental Summoning. It's 3 and 2 blue-red hybrid mana. You create a 4/4 blue and red elemental creature token. So 5 for a 4/4 token. But this is a lesson. So this is one of those cards you can put in your sideboard and go get. This is one of those ones that could be pretty cool. So yeah, I love the art on this too. All the blue-red cards, I really love the art on those. Next is Go Blank. It's 2 and a black. For a sorcery, target player discards 2 cards, then exile all cards from that player's graveyard. Okay, this will be pretty okay. It's a sorcery, so that kind of stinks, but This is one of those cards that's going to find its way into sideboards, etc., to deal with graveyard shenanigans, which, to my understanding, several of the schools here do that, at the very least, red-white. So you're going to need to keep that in mind. So, yeah, also pretty cool art. You got the top of your head kind of hanging, you know, top of this guy's head kind of hanging off. I dig it. So, next, here we go. We're into the, that was an uncommon, so let's put that up here. Next one is Killian Ink Duelist. So this is a legendary. It's a black and a white for a 2/2. So he's a bear with lifelink and menace. And spells that you cast the target or creature cost 2 less to cast. Now this guy is pretty good. Also, look at that art. Pretty awesome. I dig that a lot. A 2/2 lifelink menace for 2. Wow. Okay, there he goes. And you could definitely do some damage, some interesting combos with him in Commander, etc. You know, because he's legendary. So next, Plumb the Forbidden. It's 1 and a black. As an instant, as an additional cost to cast this spell, you may sacrifice 1 or more creatures. When you do, copy this spell for each creature sacrificed this way. You draw a card and you lose 1 life. This thing is going to do some crazy work, and I'm sure there's some kind of broken combo that's going to come out of this, because anytime you get to sacrifice a bunch of stuff and draw a bunch of cards, people will do crazy stuff with it, especially since there are a whole bunch of token generators, etc. So that's going to do some crazy stuff, I am sure. So next, here we go. We got a mythic rare. Ecological Appreciation, X, 2 and a green. Search your library and graveyard for up to 4 creature cards with different names that each have mana value of X or less and reveal them. An opponent chooses 2 of those cards, shuffle the chosen cards into your library, and put the rest onto the battlefield. Exile Ecological Appreciation. So this is just another kind of fact or fiction. Your opponent has to make the choice. The downside with these is you have to build your deck around it, and your opponent is always going to make the right choice. You have to assume that they're going to give you a pile where you're just going to be where they're going to choose the 2 best cards. So you got to make sure that when you choose 4, the worst cards are still good for you. But this thing is real cool. Ecological Appreciation. That's a mythic. And here we go. Cultivate, which is, man, I love these alternate art cards. Cultivate is 2 and a green. Search your library for up to 2 basic land cards. Reveal them. Put 1 onto the battlefield tapped and the other into your hand. Then shuffle. This is a Commander staple. I wish this was foil, because I bet you if it was foil, this thing would sell like crazy. But I love this. So here we go. That is Cultivate. And here we go. We got another thing. Venerable Warsinger. It is a foil rare. 1 red and a white. And it is a Spirit Cleric, Vigilance, Trample. So it's 3 mana for a 3/3 Vigilance Trample, which is pretty good. Whenever Venerable Warsinger deals combat damage to a player, you can return target creature card with mana value X or less from your graveyard to the battlefield, where X is the amount of damage that the Venerable Warsinger dealt to that player. Whew. That is pretty good. You know, you're gonna hit that guy for 3, and excuse me, and you're gonna bring back at least a 3 casting cost creature. That is pretty awesome. So that is our Strixhaven pack for the day. We'll see everybody soon. Have a great day.